Oh, I almost didn't go live this morning. I don't know what happened. Microphone wasn't working, but the devil's a liar. So let's see. Looks like I'm on. Let me just check and see what's going on here because this has worn me out this morning. Hold on for me. Good morning, y'all. This will become second nature to me one day, but as of now, it is not. Let me see. What am I doing? Okay, let me see. I don't know. I can't tell if it's live or not. I don't care. I'm irritated, so I'll just upload it if you can't see it. Um, as of right now, I can't really tell one way or the other if it is. It doesn't look to be, but I don't care. I'm moving forward. All right. Good morning, y'all. I am Shellie B. The Adventures of a Conservative Black Sister Surviving in a Hot Mess World. And I always mention that I am conservative because in this wild world of craziness, I'm just not that girl. I am very, very much conservative in my thoughts and my beliefs. And I chose to express that every time I come on because I just feel like Black people are more conservative than they think. They're kind of programmed to think that they are like super liberal, and we're just not by definition, and we're just not by any extent of the word or our history or whatever the case may be. Do the research. You can watch my video about that. Look through my other videos on YouTube and Facebook or whatever. But today we're not talking about that. Today I decided to talk about vision because and when I come on in the daytime like this, I'm mostly talking to my colleagues in the film industry because I know ain't nobody really working and ain't nobody doing too much out here, you know. I know some people kind of like are over the situation with the strike and whatnot. And you know, a lot of people are trying to reinvent themselves and they don't know how. And you know, I can't say that I'm an expert on it because I still like feel like I'm a work in progress, but these are just things that have worked for me. And people will say that, you know, some of the things that I have offered have been very helpful. And so here we go. But as far as vision goes, as always, I'm going to look up the word vision because I just feel like, as always, a lot of people do not understand the word. Um, the lighting's changing because of a big um, window and the light keeps changing. A lot of people don't really understand what it is to have vision or to have a lack of vision. And I want to talk about that because visualizing and having vision is very important when you're trying to reinvent yourself or when you're trying to do new things or you're trying to cope with certain situations and you just can't see your way out of it. First, before I get into that, I want to tell you about my earrings right here. Um, these earrings, I really like them. I haven't worn them in a long time, but they are Ndinka symbol for beauty and all things that are womanly. So I like those, and I was feeling very feminine today and very girly, as you know. I think I always am, though. I think I always am kind of a girly girl. Um, and I work in the area of beautification. I'm a cosmetologist, which means you know, a person that is an expert in beautification and beauty services from head to toe. That is a cosmetologist. I'm very proud of that title. I'm not a hairdresser. I'm a cosmetologist working as a hairdresser. I can do a lot of things under that license. But that is something we will also talk about at a later time. So back to vision. I have to remember to stay focused and have vision. Okay. So first of all, let's look up vision because and as you can see behind me is my vision board. And a friend of mine told me not to ever like share my vision or to share my vision board. But then when I thought of the person that was telling me not to do it, I felt like, let me do it because this person lacks vision. And hopefully can inspire you the same way my vision board inspires me. Um, okay, so first of all, let's just look up what it is to have vision. Let me see here. I was already prepared this time. Okay, let's see what it says to have vision. Okay, vision, the faculty or state of being able to see. Okay, doesn't say to see what, just that you can see. It doesn't even say necessarily to see with your eyes. It just says to see. Then it says eyesight, power of seeing, power of observation, perception, and eyes. Of course, we all know the obvious of eyes, but I feel like a lot of people don't realize that vision is also observation, perception, and things like that. What other definitions are here? Let me see. That's interesting. Vision is something seen in the mind as if during a dream. Some people have visions, anytime of the day or when they're awake or whatever, they have visions. The act or power of imagination, vision. The act of power of seeing or sight. And again, it's not specifying necessarily that it's with your eyes, this sight and vision. Now, there was something else interesting that I saw here too about vision, that people have vision, but it's not always going to work in your behalf, because sometimes your vision can be off or can be clouded, or other people thoughts and ideas can be added into your vision. So that's where we go back to having discernment, and I talk about discernment in my last video about friends and foes. So I'm not going to really go into that. If you don't understand what discernment is, then you should either watch that or maybe look it up. So another thing that I looked up, which is what we're trying to be, is visionary. And I wanted to know, what is a visionary exactly? Like, you have idea in your mind because you always hear of it. Oh, such and such was a visionary. They saw the future or whatever, or they could project, the idea of the future and how it would be or whatever. That's what I thought it meant. What is the actual definition of visionary? A visionary would be, it says visionary, especially a person thinking about or planning the future with imagination or wisdom. So somebody that plans out their future with imagination and wisdom. So I feel like we all have the potential to be successful visionaries if we believe that we can be visionaries. Relating to or able to see visions or a dream relating to or able to see visions in a dream or trance, or as supernatural apparition is a vision. Okay. So I've never seen a supernatural apparition, but I definitely believe in ancestors. I definitely believe that people can communicate with you from the spirit world. Like, I definitely feel that, like, family members, or like even spirits that I don't even know, like, people say, they have spirit guides or angels or whatever. We hear about this throughout history many, many times. And it's almost just like a feeling. And again, it goes with the discernment factor, as far as whether or not you feel or believe this. A lot of people that don't believe in anything spiritual will think of it more of like, their conscience, instinct is another word to describe it. Also, it says a person with original ideas about what the future will or could be like. Okay, so with those two definitions, and what I would just like to share with you that worked for me throughout all my trials and tribulations over the last few years, is that I really do have vision, and I believe in the visions that I create, or I believe in the power of my imagination to manifest things. One story that I always tell people about, as far as vision and visualizing, is that I had my son very late in life. I had my son at 40. And everyone told me that I was too old, that my baby would be unhealthy and all this stuff. And then when I got the blood work, they were telling me that my child was going to have Down syndrome and all these things. And I was like very distraught about that. So I had contacted a spiritual advisor that I really trust and admire their advice. Shout out Neferdia Covington. But she said to me, to visualize your baby being born healthy and being born perfect, and just actually really see this healthy baby forming. And then it just took me back to the Bible verse of like where it says something about I knew you in the womb and I saw every fiber of your being formed or whatever. So I really thought about that. So much so that I even got a book of anatomy and I wanted to really focus on the nervous system and the bones and the muscles and everything, how they would grow and just how he would be perfect and nothing would be wrong and everything would be like healthy. And he was. My baby was so healthy that he was the biggest baby in the nursery and he was so healthy. These devil doctors try to convince me to abort my baby because children with Down syndrome are so difficult to care for and stuff like that. And I had actually cared for children with Down syndrome before I became a hairstylist, and I felt like they were pretty high functioning, and I learned a lot from them. And I, maybe that was my destiny to have a child with Down syndrome because I had that work. So I, of course, I refused to listen to them, and I was actually really disgusted by them. And a doctor was passing by, an old gentleman, and he overheard the discussion and he said, those are just statistics. And he said, they could tell you have a 1 in 3 chance, but you could be that one. So I visualized that I would be that one, and I was the one. And my baby was so healthy. My child is still very healthy. He's bigger than like all the kids at his school. He's tall and big and healthy and just like smart and like super loving and like the perfect child. So I say all that to say, having vision and believing in the vision and believing in like and trusting that you can manifest what you have in your mind for yourself is power. That's like one of the spiritual powers. I asked my son the other night, what topic should he think I should talk about? And he actually said spiritual powers. And I thought that was very profound. I love my son. He's so smart. And I will do a video about spiritual powers, but I really want to research it a little bit more because I never really thought about all the spiritual powers that we do possess and the weapons of warfare that we do have. So I'm going to come back to that. But as far as visualization, that's one of the spiritual powers that we do have. And for me, throughout all my struggles, I just always see myself not struggling. I just always see myself as having what I want. And people, I even had a boyfriend tell me I think I'm the Queen of Sheba as far as the expectations that I put on myself of not suffering or having the best life that I think that I deserve. Like I really deserve that. I really feel that I deserve to live a happy life with comfort as much as possible. And I believe that I deserve that, and I manifest that in my life. And no matter how bad things look to me, I just feel like I'm beneath suffering and I'm not going to suffer. I just, that never comes into my mind. Like people always tell me like, oh my God, before COVID, people would say, oh, you work all the time. How do you work all the time? Because I never tell myself I'm not going to work. I never tell myself I'm not going to do something that I feel like doing. Now so much I don't try to manifest working as much anymore because now since I've been out of work so long, I like it. Now I'm just manifesting a way to earn money without going to work. Or like if I work, it would be at home, or if I work, it would be much less, or if I work, it would be just certain jobs that I like with people that I like. I don't anymore just pray for work or try to manifest work because work has been a hardship and an aggravation many, many times throughout the course of my career. So this brings me back to the vision board. The vision board really helped me. I made this vision board over COVID because I just felt like I was getting so far away from my thoughts and my imagination of the future. I felt very stuck. I felt very uninspired. That is also one of the definitions for people that lack vision or people that are visionless, is that they can't see, obviously, or that they are uninspired. That was the main definition for visionless that stuck with me, is that you lack inspiration. And I definitely feel that a lot of people in our industry lack inspiration. and they are very much there just to make a check. And they have lost all of that zest that they had when they first started out. And I didn't want to lose that, and I didn't want to lose focus on what was important to me, because all I was thinking about is work, 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 work. And, how am I going to get around not working? I want to work, and, my financial situation, and work, work. That's all I kept thinking about. So as I made the vision board here, what was fascinating for me with the vision board is that there is nothing on this board. And I didn't even realize it till I was finished, but there's nothing on that board that has anything to do with my cosmetology career or my hairdressing career. It's none of that is on there. Most of the things that are on my vision board are basically like health, clarity, definitely a nice home, a loving home. And, there was places that my son and I wanted to travel to. So that's why you see the maps on there. Um, some of the pictures right here, are like my alter ego, my superhero self, and a vision of how I wanted to be healthy, and like clear of my mind, and like less anxiety, less stress, because I feel like the way society is set up and our careers as a whole in entertainment are very, very full of anxiety. It takes a lot of brain power. It takes a lot of physical strength, and we're always moving stuff. And, it just takes a lot out of you. It's just a lot. And you can see pictures of my son and myself. And what was the most important thing to me, more than my job, was my job as a mom, and to do that as good as I could. And nothing can replace the time that I had home with my son all this time. I would never trade anything I went through for the time that I spent with my son, and the time that I got to spend working on myself, because I stopped smoking. It's to smoke weed like crazy, just out of the stress over the pandemic. I just I picked up that habit, and it just got crazy. And that was something that was very important to me, was my health. Another thing that I put on the vision board that I didn't really think about it until I really looked at it, was that I really just want to do something to give people support. I guess I am live on Facebook. Hi, girl. I'm sorry, I didn't even see you there. Hey, Denise, how you doing? I wasn't even sure if it was broadcasting because I couldn't see it. So I guess I am. So good morning, my sweetie. So one thing that I had on my vision board was that I wanted to actually have a ministry of some sort, but not necessarily a ministry, but like just a place of like building, a place of where I can help people. Hey, baby, enjoy your lunch. Oh, I love you so much. Oh my God, I can't wait to get with you. We got to do something. You're going to definitely be on the team for something. I got to call you. Inbox me your number so I can call you, girl. I want to talk to you. I definitely felt like I always wanted to have some type of ministry. And at one time I thought it would be through my music, and maybe it still will be, because I really do like entertaining and writing music and stuff like that. I like being with people and talking to people, and the people inspire me and stuff. But just like when I started feeling like doing this, I felt like a lot of people were calling me, reaching out to me and telling me that they like what I was doing. They like that I'm not afraid to speak my mind. And they would ask me a lot of questions about how I work and whatever. And like, it really wasn't any type of like real thing that I did, except for like the mentality I had and the ability to manifest things and ability to believe in the power of visualization. So that is why I decided to do this. And I'm still like new to streaming, and it's a learning curve a little bit. Before, when I used to make videos, I used to shoot them and then I would edit them. So this is 100 times better than that. So, and it's 100 times more easier than that. So as I progress, I will learn how to work it more like, maybe use PowerPoints or like screen shares and stuff like that. But for right now, I have too much going on to really try to deal with that. But I promise you it'll improve. And I have a friend that actually I have several friends that are YouTubers that are pretty successful. And everyone else kind of said it seemed like it kind of like just happened organically, in that it was just their destiny or whatever, and they just got a lot of followers, or something they did went viral or whatever. But then one friend that was the most successful of them all said to me that no, I started with 0 followers, and then like 10 followers, then 20, then 100, then it just grew like super slow, and now this person is like very successful on YouTube. So with that being said, and then like all of the people that I know that do stuff like this, they all say that like whether you're talking to one person or no person, just get on as much as possible. And that is what I'm trying to do. But as far as coming on here every day, I don't know. And I'm really not I really can't say that I will come on at the same time every day, because I have friends tell me that they felt I should come on at the same time every day. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm very much a person that's like instinctive. Like when my spirit tells me something to talk about, I'll come on and talk about it. Okay, so now let's just get back to the vision board. I really feel like everybody should make a vision board, because a vision board is so helpful to remind you of the vision, because you forget the vision. I'm telling you, you forget the vision. Before I had a vision board, I would forget like what my purpose was and what was the whole point of anything, because you get so caught up in life and you get so caught up in all your struggles and everything. You can't even think. You can't think of, you can't remember what you're trying to do. You can't, you're just so distracted. Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. It's yes, yes. Yes, do it your way. I have a song called Do It Your Way, by the way, and I think I'm gonna release that song because it says, "Don't give up the fight, you're doing fine. Just keep the faith and do it your way." That's right. And I feel like that. Like, and when it comes to being a visionary, you can't listen to nobody else's vision. Like they might give you good advice, but at the end of the day, is your vision, is your dream, and you got to go for it. I had read something when I was researching about vision, that they were saying that sometimes a visionary, their vision might not come to fruition. Like, and a perfect example that they used was Martin Luther King, and everybody calls him a visionary, but the vision never came through. It's like the same problem still exists, and the man is dead. This vision that he had, that he was going to unite everybody, it turned out to not work. It didn't work the way he thought it would, and the man is dead, and we are still fighting for the same thing. And before he passed away, he literally said, "These people are never going to do right by you, and you probably better go the way that Malcolm X is saying and get armed, because it's never going to work out right." All the people that have vision that integration was going to be good for them. Now, a lot of people won't think this is controversial, but it's facts. Dr. Claude Anderson been saying this his whole career, this whole life, and it's facts. That integration was the worst thing that happened to Black people, because integration is what took away all our businesses. When they were hating on us and didn't want nothing to do with us, and was, just didn't want nothing to do with the community, and we were like ostracized from everything. We had our own schools, we had our own hospitals. People was getting in Harvard back in them days. Even though that we was being blocked, they were so smart anyway, in spite of it, with our teachers. And it's just a lie that we are not like the master creators and can't create some of the most amazing things. I mean, we had our own airplanes, our own, ambulances and hospitals. We had everything separate of our own. And then once we integrated everything, we lost everything, because we felt like their ice was colder than what we had. Like, just because we were ousted of something, we thought that what they had was better than ours. So we took in with theirs, and then we lost our stuff. And that's just facts. You can watch John Claude Anderson's videos on that, and hear all his position on that. And I just feel that it's 100% right. I don't feel like, integration was bad in the sense of like, like we dwell and exist together, but I feel like it definitely hurt us very badly to integrate into all their systems and abandon our own. It's just the dumbest thing in the world. And I do feel like maybe Black people lost their vision because they just grew weary of like constantly rebuilding things. So I say all that to say that, sometimes the vision is there, but it might not necessarily be what you think is going to come out like. So that was the point of that story. um I do feel like Martin Luther King's legacy that he thought he was going to leave behind is not the vision that he had, is the point. So I do feel like his vision led him to rally a lot of people, but the final destination was just not what he thought the vision would be. And then that happens, a lot of the time, you know. So that's always a possibility, but at the end of the day, you still have to follow the vision. You still have to follow your dreams. And I just feel like you don't give up on your dream, and you don't let anybody try to interrupt your vision. Because the people that lack vision, they'll say, "Oh, well, that can't be done." I'm sure there was a lot of people on Martin Luther King's day that thought that, what he wanted couldn't be done. And quite honestly, I do feel like what he wanted still was never done. It still wasn't done. They end up killing him, and the community lost everything. And right before he died, he said he felt like he led his people into a burning building. So somehow the vision got distorted, and probably because he was being influenced by people that lacked vision. That's what I feel. And it's very obvious that he did get entangled with people that did lack the vision. And I believe that that is why it turned out like that. Same thing with Malcolm X. It's clear that people, that lacked his vision, because they were against him and they got him killed. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, you got to really try to stay away from the people that lack vision. You know what I'm saying? And really just stay focused and don't follow outside of what you are trying to manifest, is the point I'm trying to make. Another exercise that really helped me too was, and I've done this a couple times throughout my life, and I feel like everyone should do this, is to make a list of 100 things. I believe Tanya Pinkins told me this, the actress Tanya Pinkins, and she wrote a book. I'm almost positive it was her book. But anyway, they tell you that make a list of 100 things that you want to do in your life. Now, it was really hard to make a list of 100 things, because by the time you got more like to the 50-ish realm, then you really started being visionary. Then you really started thinking outside of the box, and I really started coming up with things that I was like, wow, like that's amazing. Like, so I would definitely say try that. And I think I will make another list of that again, and see where I am today. Cause I haven't really done a list like that. And I say in a good 5 to 8 years or so before since I've done a list like that. And as far as visualization goes, like I'm going to go back to the story I was talking about, my son and him being born healthy, even though they told me that he wasn't. When it comes to your dreams for your life, and like all of you that are out here that's not really working right now, don't focus on not working. Focus on all of the good things that are happening for you. That helps me a lot too, to just keep a focus on what is going right, because it's easy to focus on what is going wrong. But if you really start focusing on the things that are going right, you'll realize that there's not that many things that are going wrong. Like when I look at my life right now, everything is actually going perfect except for my career in hair. Not even my career as a cosmetologist, because there's so many endless things I could do. And I applied for my license in New Jersey, and I will try to look at some of those things and see what there is to offer right out here. But it's, my heart's not completely in it anymore. But again, focus on the things that are going right. And I know it's hard for y'all to do that, especially when you feel you're broke and or you feel things are not working out in your way. But I tell you, and I cannot tell you enough times, if that is really was the secret to my success in working and things just going my way. And I really couldn't even tell you how certain things worked out, except for the fact that I believed that they would. And I didn't focus on what was wrong all the time. Like even now, I'm thankful for getting out of New York. I'm thankful for the lovely friends that I have in my life across social media and things like that. I'm thankful that I eat food. I'm thankful that, I stopped smoking. I'm thankful that I am fit now. I ride my bike. Oh, I played basketball with Shiloh and I only lost by 1 point. He's been teaching me how to play basketball and I've been getting pretty good at the basketball now that I can run and last through the game. But so there's a lot of things. I'm thankful for all this equipment that I have. You know what I'm saying? I have so much equipment that as far as like I have a whole studio here, and most of it I got over COVID because I was just home bored, and at the time I had money, I spent it. So um so I just think of all of those things, and more than anything, I'm thankful for my peace of mind because even though, I don't really work that much in my career, I really, really do have peace of mind because the only thing that I have to figure out now is how to make a living outside of it. That's the only thing. Other than that, everything's perfect. So there's one thing that I have to work out, and the rest is fine. And I have faith and I have the vision to believe that I will work it out, that it will work out the way I want it to. And I can't keep saying enough that even though y'all home, y'all know y'all didn't want to be at work all the time because I work with a bunch of y'all and everybody be complaining about getting up early and stuff. So you should be thankful for being at home. I'm thankful for being at home, you know, just like this picture right here, my salt and pepper picture. That's part of my vision. That's part of my vision because I love them. And that is just such a legendary classic picture of them. And I would love to have that. I would love to the feeling and the vibe of that. I just love that. I love performing and I like um being on stage. And not even more so being on stage as much as just the people and the energy that they give you. And I just like to give it back. I just like to give it back. And like with this channel, I don't know what it's going to do and how it's going to progress, but I just know how I am, and I just will master it. I have vision that I will master it and it will be whatever, God wants it to be. I visualize that I will assist a lot of people in coping. I will assist a lot of people in loving themselves. I will assist a lot of people in having courage, and a lot of where courage come from is faith that you don't it's faith that you don't deserve to suffer. And if you are going to suffer, nobody gets out alive. Everybody's going to die here. And who gives a fuck? Go for yours without no fear. I don't visualize myself dying early, but if I do, whatever, I'm going to live my life to the fullest right now. And I'm not going to let nothing get in the way. Like when I get off this right now, I'm broke as hell, but I'm going to get on my bike and I'm going to ride my bike because I love it. I go ride out in the nature where I see foxes and I see, birds and all kinds of animals. It makes me feel joy, you know. I don't know if going to work brings me joy. I don't know. I don't think so. But the money brings me joy. So I'm trying to visualize and manifest the money that I had at work. Not only that, I'm trying to manifest that I make way more money than I did at work. I'm not just visualizing that I make money or get a job. I'm manifesting that I will be 100 times better off than I was before. And that's it. You know, I see people, they really, I get stressed out, don't lie. I get stressed out, but it only lasts for the moment that I think of it. You understand? Like I don't carry it into the next moment. Like, okay, oh, I'm looking at my bills. Oh, I can't pay it. Okay. Oh, now I'm off to go ride my bike, or oh, now I'm talking to one of my friends on the phone, or oh, now I'm at yoga. Now I'm at the health club. Like I don't let that consume all my thoughts for the whole day or for the whole week. I really don't even like to be around people that lack vision. And like they said, people that lack vision have no, they're not inspired. And I feel like a majority of us in our industry, we are so uninspired because we have somebody telling us what to do all the time. Nobody trusts what you're telling them. You always have somebody telling you what they want, whether it's the producer, the director, the studio, the costume designer, the actor, whatever. It's just like you're always trying to you're always trying to support somebody else's vision. I really would love to be in a place where I can just have my own vision. I feel like I probably would enjoy being a hairstylist much more if I could just exercise my own vision. That's the one good thing about the salon, was that those clients trust you and they just let you do what the hell you want to do. They're not as fussy and as irritating as, you know, film can be sometimes. Um, it would be lovely if everybody could do their job and everybody could play their position. Excuse me, but in our industry, it's not like that. You have a lot of Indians, and you have to find a way to walk the tightrope and please all the Indians. It's like a perfect balance of giving a little, giving a little, giving a little, and like always pulling away from what you really feel is going to be right. You know what I'm saying? And you might even say what's right and it don't work. And then I'll be the same person say, I told you. Didn't I tell you? I told you that. So don't stress me now because I told you. And they always be like, oh, Shelly, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? But I won't get off on a tangent on that. Don't get me wrong. I love my career in film. Just some of the people get on your nerves, but it's not really, I never really think it's the producers really. It's kind of, I'm gonna say it, y'all. It's the actors sometimes. Because they just always want what the writers and the producers and the director and the costume designer, everybody else don't want. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They think of a look for you and they don't want it. And then now you're like, damn, how am I gonna, you know, get my vision accepted into this? You know what I mean? And in this field is like, it ain't happening. It's not happening. It's always a balance of what everybody else wants. And I feel like a lot of people that come into this industry don't really realize that. But anyway, so I'm not, I don't have too much more to say on vision, except that don't let anybody, get in the way of your vision. Like I was saying about Martin Luther King, I definitely know that he got entangled with different political things and stuff like that. And it's a lot of the reason why Black people became Democrats when they got the right to vote as Republicans, because Democrats did not see the vision of Black people having the right to vote. The only people that saw that were the Republicans. We got the right to vote with them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't one Democrat person that saw the vision to vote for us to vote. That's just historical facts. You understand? And being that, during the civil rights movement, they got entangled with all kinds of other entities. That's how the vision was lost. So, and that's how we kind of lost everything, because we let other people put their 2 cents into our vision. So I say all that to say is, don't let anybody break your vision. Like my vision, I don't give a damn what nobody say. I can manifest the things on that vision board. I can, and I know I can. And some of them I have manifested. People told me that I wouldn't travel, and I went many places over COVID. I even left the country on a job. You know what I'm saying? A job that, I fell into by like total chance. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very thankful to the people that put me in that position. And like I said, I don't have any issues with studios, producers, or anybody because I worked. You know, I'm gonna say it. And I know it's always a controversy, but more and more people feel like me nowadays. But I just feel that the union was the only reason why we went through any of that, because they allowed the employers to do that. And I feel like they lacked vision because they couldn't see the future of what would it be like if you force medical products on members. What would that future look like? They were just so gung-ho with being right and following a political party's agenda, that they didn't really have the vision to really look into the future and say, I think that would divide the members if we separate them from vaccine status. Let's look at this a little bit more and see what the ramifications could be if we allow, you know, governments to force medical products on our workers, even though this government is a democratic, our union is a democratic organization and they just follow what the government told them to do. But had they had a little bit more vision, they might have thought that maybe everybody is not a Democrat and maybe everybody does not agree with this policy. And let's try to figure out a way around this, or at least have a little bit of discussion about this so everybody could be well informed. Blah 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 blah. Y'all know how I felt about that because I haven't talked about that for years. But that's what it means when you lack vision, and when you fail to have discernment in a situation. So I just want y'all to take away from this to just don't let anybody get in the way of your vision. Whatever your dream is, you can manifest it to you. And whether you believe this or not, it already exists in the universe. All you're doing is getting to the frequency of it. And the only way you're going to get to the frequency of it is to have to believe that it's there and just do the work to make you be prepared for that moment. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can't have a dream and then you're not really, the universe is not going to give you the dream if you're not prepared to receive it. So that's the next thing. Like a lot of us never married because we were not ready to receive that. I'm one of those people. I still don't know if I'm ready to receive that, but so it's like you're not going to get it if you're not prepared and you don't know what to do to protect the vision. If say you might say, oh, I want to be a billionaire, but you might not ever get that because you're not equipped to manage the money. You're not equipped to do the right things or whatever with the money, and maybe you have to grow more and do more things to get in line with the vision. You know what I mean? For me personally, I feel like I've done a lot of work for my vision from in my youth, and I never gave up. And my friends, a lot of my friends would tell me like, "Oh, you're too old." Like when I started modeling, "Oh, you're too old." Well, I did model. I did get signed with Wilhelmina and Click and IPM, and even when people told me I couldn't do it, but that was the vision. And I just accepted that I could do it. And it's funny because once I did it, I didn't even want the vision no more. And I was like, oh, I did that. I'm out. I don't really like it. And whatever the case may be. As far as like my work in entertainment, I always wanted to like make movies or TV shows or something like that. I always liked writing and I always was like a dreamer of like stories and stuff like that. And I feel like my career in film for 20 years as a hairstylist and then later on as a department head really brought me closer and helped me do the work for my vision. One of the things on my vision board is a film studio. Now, there's people that lack vision that would say that that's impossible. I have 2 scripts that I wrote, and I've had people tell me, oh, that's going to be so expensive. No, bitch, because one I purposely wrote where it won't cost a lot of money to shoot it, and the other one is a huge budgeted type of big thing, huge casted type of thing, epic adventure type of thing, because I'm a sci-fi girl. So I don't let nobody kill my joy. I don't let nobody kill my dreams, and I would implore you guys not to do it either. You might be struggling right now, but if you keep telling yourself, that the struggle is bad and that it's not bringing you closer to the dream, it ain't. The struggle that you're having is making you stronger to bring you closer to whatever thing that you're dreaming of. And just stay focused on that and know that it's a lesson. I don't regret anything that I've been through, nothing. And I've learned that material things are not that important, you know. And this time when I get money, and I definitely know for certain that I will be so well off that I'll never have to worry about money again, because that is what I'm trying to manifest. I'm not trying to manifest a job. A job got me in this position, and that is what I had to realize. And a lot of us would never have stopped to even consider something else, because we do make pretty good money, even though I think it should be more for the amount of aging and stress that it puts on us. But um, I just feel that most of us would never just step out of it unless we're forced to step out of it. And this time that you have off is a really good time for you to visualize. I've even had people, because I always talk about this all the time. And like my car in New York had a tag that says "I rebuke you" on it. And one of my friends told me that when she was sick, she just visualized my license plate and rebuking the illness out of her body, and she did recover. Okay, baby, bye bye. Thank you for spending your lunchtime with me. I love you so much. Bye, baby. Um, so visualization does work. It works in many ways. Like I always visualize myself being fit and healthy and everything. I mean, I lost a lot of weight. I got really strong. I don't know if you can see. I got really strong, and I ride my bike every day. I always didn't like the way my legs looked, and I visualized having better legs. And now I ride my bike up hills with no problem. My breathing's good. Like I just I feel so much better. And like I believed that that would come to me, even though it took years to come. It took years for me to master that. You know what I'm saying? The next thing I would like to master is like eating better, and like actually doing like more like weight training, and just like a little bit more vigorous. I want to go back to the boxing, because that always intimidated me. I always hated that. I hated that. Oh my god, I hated it so much. But I'm visualizing that I will not hate it anymore, and that I will continue with it. I used to make these videos like 15 years ago, and then I got disgruntled with it, and always visualized that I would do it again sometime. I didn't think it would take me 15, 20 years to do it again, but I did. You can see my old videos on YouTube. AM Shellie B. And when I can't even look at some of those old videos, but a lot of my friends always tell me to keep them posted, because I took them down for like 10 years, and then one of my close friends kept telling me put them back up there. So they're up there and you can see them. They're cute though. My editing was good and whatnot. They're cute. Just videos of me going different places and talking to people. But to me, the live streaming now that I'm a mom is like a lot easier. That's not to say that down the line, if I had more help, I would go out more, because I love to be with the people. And that is one of the things that I do would like to manifest, that I could be more interactive with people. And actually get out the house, because I'm not like a house person. I'm not like an indoor person at all. Like I'm a real outdoor person, hands-on with people kind of person. And as you can see, I talk a lot. Every time I come on here, I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk for 20 minutes, and then an hour later I'm still on here. So I'm going to get off of here. And I can never figure out with these live streams how the hell, because it tells you to like log out of the live stream on the social media site that is on first. Okay. Facebook always cuts out in an hour. I believe. I know Instagram does. YouTube, I think you can keep going. I don't know. I'm still learning all the rules and whatnot. I have Rumble too. I think that keeps going. So when I'm broadcasting, it's broadcasting out to several places. So at this time, I'm going to say goodbye to my Facebook people, and I appreciate anybody that sat here and watched this. I'm getting better every day at this. Today I actually woke up not really feeling like coming on here, but I had to take the advice of one of my successful YouTube friends that said, "No, Shelly, you have to get on all the time." And I started from 0 followers to like a million followers or whatever. It's ridiculous. Or like people, like millions of people will watch certain videos at a time. Like she has a very big following or whatever. Um, so I'm following in that tradition. So, and I'm manifesting that this will work and that it will be a help to some people. And I hope that the stuff that I offer you helps you. Only reason why I'm telling you is because I just like to pay it forward. It was helpful to me. Because a lot of the stuff I'm telling you, other people told me. Just like I told you, most of the stuff that I used to survive with, other people told me, like the visualization and the writing the bucket, the 100 item bucket list. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, write that bucket list because you will be shocked and amazed at how many things, like how much better ideas you're gonna have, like once you get past 50 things. Because the first few things are gonna be like very obvious to you, but then after a while of writing the list, you're gonna see that you're gonna really, really come up with some creative ideas. And I am going to do this again very soon because um the ideas were just amazing after a while of making the list. Um, and that vision board was very fun to make because it's like a visual memory all the time. So my vision board is usually not right here. It's usually on the other side of my room. Actually, I'm broadcasting from my bedroom. My new place has a huge bedroom. So I made one complete side into a studio, and the other side is my bed, my TV, everything like that. Some lucky people might get to come and see my house or whatever. But I really don't like people to come to my house and stuff like that. And really hardly anybody's even been here since I moved here. Um, so because I'm kind of private in that way with my personal space and stuff like that. But this is where I am. So you guys, I'm going to sign out now on Facebook because I always forget that Facebook cuts off and then it gets cut off and then it's still serving audio and no picture until I turn it off on the streaming site. So, you guys, thank you so much for coming through. Whoever was watching, I hope you have a lovely day. It looks like it's a little sunny outside. I would suggest you go outside and like do something nice in nature. I guarantee you get grounded, take your shoes off, stand on the grass, you know, go outside and just like get some fresh air, hug a tree, do something like that. And just while you're out there, spread your hands out to the universe and just say, universe, elevate me closer to my dream. I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to get there. Even if that means if I have to suffer a little bit, because nothing worth having is going to be easy. And I'm just telling you right now. So, and I don't see this strike ending anytime soon. And I feel like everybody needs to reinvent and circumvent. I wish you well. I'll see you next time. Oh, and I always forget today. My friend always tells me, like, share, subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, all of that. I just don't ever remember to say that. It's like that really should just go without saying. If you like it, like it. If you like it, tell somebody. If the information was helpful to you, share it with somebody. I personally don't really care. Like, I don't, I'm just here to share information with people, but I always forget about that side. I'm just not that promotion girl. I never have been. I just never have been that promotion girl. And that's probably why I wasn't successful in some things in life. I'd rather just let what I'm doing speak for itself. I've always been a person that's not a salesperson. You either want it or you don't want it. If you don't want it, I don't want you to have it, and I ain't trying to pressure you to have it. But with a like, share, subscribe, the adventures of a conservative Black sister surviving in a hot mess world. This world really is a hot mess. And I'm trying not to talk about Israel because it's on so much. And it to me is so negative. And it's just another way to block us from our frequency. It's another way to block you from elevating your frequency. You know what I'm saying? I really wish everybody well in the region, and I'm always praying for peace. But it doesn't look like we're going to get it. So in that case, maybe as if and this is facts, if all humanity would be on one frequency of peace, we could elevate the whole humanity to a frequency above wickedness, above war, above all of this fucked up shit that we have to go through all the time with these wicked governments and these wicked leaders and these wicked groups and organizations that are crazy. If humanity will all be on one frequency. And they know this. This is the reason why we have to constantly stay divided and arguing and all that. So visualize, everybody visualize peace. Visualize that we don't all die of like radiation sickness. Can we visualize that we all will be alive to visualize next year? All right, y'all, on Facebook. I'm out of here. So long. Let me see if I can log off of here because it's always hard to do so. So let me see. I don't even know how to turn it off. Whatever. I'm leaving. End stream. Bye-bye.